If you've ever felt like foundational Black Americans don't matter to your story, this video is specifically for you.
Before 1965, U.S. immigration law used strict national origin quotas that heavily favored European countries.
Immigration from African and Caribbean nations was severely restricted under that system for decades.
That changed with the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1965, which ended those quotas entirely.
That law didn't pass in a vacuum. It passed 1 year after the Civil Rights Act of 1964.
Both laws came out of the same movement, led overwhelmingly by foundational Black Americans, organizing for years.
Historians directly credit the political momentum of the civil rights movement with making the 1965 Act possible. President Johnson signed 2 bills. They were within a year of each other. He cited the same moral argument for each. In plain terms, the marches, boycotts, and legal battles that dismantled Jim Crow also dismantled the immigration quotas. That's not a metaphor or a stretch, it's documented legislative history, sitting in the congressional record. So for anyone from the diaspora who's ever dismissed foundational Black Americans as unrelated to your journey here, sit with this. The legal doorway you or your parents walked through didn't build itself. Specific people fought and bled for it. This isn't about owing anyone anything personally. It's about knowing whose shoulders an entire policy stood on.
You can build your own identity, your own culture, your own story, and still know this history is real.
But erasing FBA history from the story of how that door opened isn't neutral. It's just inaccurate. The coalition only works one direction if one side keeps getting written out of the history that made it possible. You don't have to identify as FBA to acknowledge what FBA organizing specifically made possible for you.
That's not a guilt trip, that's just accurate history, the same as any other verifiable historical fact.
Knowing this doesn't cost you anything. Not knowing it means missing where your own story actually starts.
There's a lot more of this connected history that gets left out. Comment your thoughts, subscribe, and ring that bell.